Oh, yeah, but yeah, it's only a few days. That's the brother. I have to tell Kalad to pick up his banner. Oh, God. Yeah. You want to set it up? Set it up. Brothers that ready? Yeah.
Set it up. Alright. Shalom, Israel, shalom. Yahweh Barashim, Yahweh Shai, Barashim, Rakah, Kodash, Barakadam to the elect. Before we get started, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh
Barashim, Yahweh Shai,
Barashim, Rakah, Kodash. Alright, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who rule well, and peace and blessings to the elect, the 124,000 of David. We're the brothers, soldiers of faith, New Jersey. Coming together for our weekly sit down. And we're just going to go in the spirit. And I got the first precept right here to kick it off. This is Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 4. And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
Right. And when you go into that word mark, all right, the mark, it goes into a Hebrew word called thawah, all right, which means exemption. So it shows you that even in this scripture, the word mark, it differs from the mark that's written in Revelations, man. And can you read it again, Bible Shah?
And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
So it shows you who are the true men of the Lord, all right, who are the true ones that believe in Yahweh Bashim Shai. They be crying, all right, for all the abominations that be done in the midst. So they're going to be complaining, So the angel, all right, the angels, all right, are going through the midst of the city. And what city is that? That city is Jerusalem. But you got to remember, Jerusalem is a people before a place. Jerusalem, which is in the land in the eastern part of the world, all right, Israel, the people, the true Jerusalem, let me say this, the true people of Israel, of Jerusalem, are not there. They're scattered abroad, man. So the Lord is sending out the angels, man, to seal the election, because why? Judgment is coming, man. All right?
Quick precept. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 7. It says, Therefore saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things which they wickedly exercise themselves.
That's right. Well, basically Israel, they wickedly exercise themselves, not of the truth, man. They exercise themselves in pagan holidays. They exercise themselves, in their own philosophies, religions. The Most High says he's going to suffer you not, all right, to do these things anymore, man. How would the Lord stop, you so-called Negroes, West Indians, Haitians, Hispanics, Native and Semi-Indians from sinning and coming against him, man? Is he going to put you to death, man?
It says, behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and going into crime, and the souls of the just complain continually. Yeah, so the souls of the just are always going to constantly complain. And the brother just mentioned it, following all these gods, all these other pagan holidays, getting into filthy abominations such as homosexuality. These are all things that are abominable to the Lord, and the Lord is not okay with it, man. That's why the Lord is going to destroy 2/3 of our people and end the rulership of the wicked once and for all, and bring forth righteousness on the planet Earth, man. But before that happens, the soul of the just is going to have to go out there complaining continually, man. Go out there on the highways and what? Cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst of us, you know? Because we see the abominations through the midst of our people all the time, man. We dwell among our people, man. You know? The prophets of the Lord were selected from among their brethren. So we know the wickedness of our people, man. Nobody knows better than us, man.
And you think about it, who else is going to cry out? Who's going to for the name of the Lord?
Yep.
You know, who's going to stand up against the evildoer? It has to be a chosen people. But it has to be what? An election, man. It's starting with the men, all right, of the Lord.
I got something. This is Isaiah 62:6. I've set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. He that name of the Lord keep not silence.
Yep. And they won't hold their peace day or night, meaning you can't stop this word. You're not going to make us feel ashamed for this truth, because you got people that, you know, they don't like what they're hearing, so what do? They go out and they make shading tactics. You make it seem like there's something wrong with us, man, for bringing out the truth. But you know, the scriptures, Isaiah 58:1 says, cry loud, spare not, man. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet and show my people their transgressions, man. You know? Anything else than that is just you being ashamed of the Lord, man. You know, so read that again.
Isaiah 62:6 says, I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem.
Yeah. And watchmen are set up to watch when danger is coming and also warn the people, man. You know, that comes along with the job, man. You know, and against the walls of Jerusalem, like the brother said, Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. All right, the physical, carnal Jerusalem was torn down a long time ago, man, thousands of years ago, man. But the Jerusalem now is you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man, the elect of you, those that will hearken. Okay, you know.
Which shall never hold their peace day nor night.
Yep. Hey, we were going into that as a spirit. We were going into the unicorn. You know, we go out there, we make the videos. So really, we're out here complaining about the abominations of the wicked. We're out there warning the people 24/7, day or night, man. You know, and like we said to the brother that was standing across the camp from us. You know, you can watch our video. You can watch our videos 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. He was like, yo, can I watch it? You can watch our videos whenever you want, man. You know, we're out there complaining continually. You know, through the spirit of God and how about Shimon Shai, man.
And it says, he that made mention of the Lord, keep not silent, and give him no rest till he establish, until he make Jerusalem and praise in the earth.
Yep, that's right. And that's going into sighing and crying, man. Calling on the name of the Lord, you know, and begging the Lord to come and rescue us and giving them no rest. You just keep, you know, when you keep nagging somebody, you know, when your woman keep nagging you, it's nagging, baby, can you go to the store, baby? Can you go to the store? Can you go to, all right, I'll go to the store. You know, that's what we're supposed to do to the Lord. Why? Because Jeremiah 6:2 tells us that we are a comely and delicate woman to the Lord, man. You know? So, man, you know, you women, I know my woman does it to me, man, all the time. She wants something for me to do to her. All she has to do is just nag me to death until I finally fucking do it, man.
Oh,
you know?
Quick reset.
Come on.
This is, since you said that, right? This is Luke chapter 18. Luke chapter 18:1. It says, and he spake the parable unto them to this end, that men ought to always pray and not to faint, saying, there was a city, a judge which feared not the Most High, neither regarded man. And there was a widow in the city, and she came unto him, saying, avenge me of my adversary. And he would not for a while, but afterward he said within himself, though I fear not the Most High, nor regard man, yet because this widow troubleth me, I will avenge her, lest by her continued coming she weary me.
Yep, here you gotta wear him down, man. And we about to watch Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury tonight. You know, in the boxing, you know, really when you get that puncher and you really want to wear somebody down, you gotta just keep walking them down. You just gotta keep going in there, and keep, you know, continuously, man. Until finally, you know, you wear them down and they're weary, man. Yahweh Shai was troubled because the woman continuously kept coming and bringing supplication unto him till the point where he was like, all right, you know what, here you go. It is a term in the world called the squeaky wheel gets the oil, man. You know, you ain't gonna get no oil on you. Is there a reason to put some kind of oil on your car if it's not making a noise? When do you take your car to the mechanic? Do you take the car to the mechanic when there's really nothing wrong? You hear a noise, and then you take it to the mechanic to get something diagnosed, man. You know, that's your car crying out to you to go, hey, something needs to get fixed.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's a little more. It says, yet because this widow troubleth me, I will avenge her. Lest by her continued coming, she weary me. And the Lord said, hear what the unjust judge said. And shall not the Most High avenge his own elect, which cry day and night unto him, though he bear long with them? I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man coming, shall he find faith on the earth? You know? Yeah.
I got some. This is Revelation chapter 2, verse 2. It says, I know thy works, and thy labor, and thy patience, and how thou canst not bear them, and how thou canst not bear them which are evil. And thou hast tried them which say they are apostles and are not, and hast found them liars. So, hey, man, you know, as Brother was getting into, it's very important that you complain to the Lord, man. All right, because that shows, the Lord who's with him, man. You know, you got these Christian churches, man, who they just go to church on Sundays and call it a day, but they don't complain for the abominations, man. They don't complain when they see homosexuals, all right, and all the wickedness that's going on here in America. So we read this again. It says, I know thy works and thy labor and thy patience, and how thou canst not bear them which are evil. All right, and our people are very evil, man. You know, and day and night, man, we complaining to get to the kingdom, man. Okay, because this place is filled with wickedness. We can't stand it, man. So that's why it's very important, man, to be complaining to the Lord, man, because that shows him who's with him.
That's right.
Got some real quick. This is 1 Corinthians 14:8. For the trumpet, give an uncertain sound. Who shall prepare himself to the battle? You know? Like the brother said, you got certain people who always, serve the Lord, when they go on the highways and byways, man. You got certain people who only serve the Lord on Sundays, man. But we got to serve the Lord every single day, man. Because we catch hell in this place every single day. And the scriptures say, as basically the days draw nigh, man, evil shall increase. Wickedness shall increase. So that means we should be doing more videos, man. And more videos. Because there's more wickedness happening.
This is Isaiah chapter 6, verse 8. Also I heard a voice of the Lord saying, whom shall I send? And who will go for us? Then said I, here am I, send me. And he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not. See ye indeed, but perceive not. Make the heart of this people fat. Make their ears heavy and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes and hear with their ears and understand with their heart and convert and be healed.
So that's the Most High blinding 2/3 of our people, man. Making their ears heavy so that what? They see us, but they can't see. They hear us, but they really don't hear us, man. Because they're not receiving the message and the warning in which the Most High sent his prophets to tell them to, man. But guess what? Hey, that's because, you gotta pay for that judgment, man. You gotta pay for what you've done, man.
Right? It says, then said I, Lord, how long? And he answered, until the cities be wasted without inhabitant, and the houses without man, and the land be utterly desolate. So we basically supposed to be out there, man, till we can't go out there no more, man. To Esau put those close them iron gates down, man, on this and lock this damn thing down. Right? And Yahweh have removed men far away, and there be a great forsakening in the midst of the land. Man, because the Lord said, man, in that day shall he find faith in the earth. Yeah. And he's gonna find it among his elect. Lord willing, we those men.
Yeah. Hey, the brother Rob My Young, he put up on the on the chat. He said Romans 7:11. Somebody grab that, and also Romans 9:6. It's two precepts there which go hand in hand, man. With what we're talking about. Hey, we're in this truth because the Lord called upon us, and we hope and pray to the Lord that we are the chosen, which we have confidence that we are. You know, we have a full assurance of faith in Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. So really, this thing is about the election, man. It's about you believing and being part of the election of the Lord, man. You know? You got it?
Romans 7:11, right?
Mm-hmm.
11:7. Romans chapter 11, verse 7 says, "What then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded." So yeah, that goes to show you already, okay? But Romans 11:7 says, "What then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded."
See? Hey, the rest have the Bible shot one more time, man.
Comment says, "What then? Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for."
Oh, Israel have not obtained which they seek. What does our people seek? They seek truth. You know, they seek the true, and they seek a higher power. They seek the knowledge in which that can liberate them. You know, into having this spiritual freedom and happiness and joy. But guess what? The election have obtained it. Go ahead.
God said, "But the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded."
But the rest of Israel were blinded. Talking about you Israelites, man. Go ahead.
"According as it is written, the Most High hath given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear unto this day."
So we understand when you have scoffers that take delight in their scorning. We understand when you hate us because we speak these words in the way of the Lord, man. We understand that. We understand that it's not us that you hate. You hate the Most High, man. You know, but you like to take it out on us. You know, we got to be the ones that take, the punches and the blows. But what? We get up, man. We fight through. The Lord told us to arm ourselves and be soldiers of the Lord, man. You know, to take the hardness and be a soldier. Because he tells us in Sirach, the 2nd chapter, he said, "My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation." And when you keep reading, hey, it tells you there that, look, you believing in me, you believing in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, you got a bumpy road to go down, man. And to come up. You got to walk up, and you got to go down, and you got to constantly keep going through the hills, man. You have your ups, you got your downs. You got your ups, you got your downs, man. But guess what? It's going to be all right. Because why? We're walking the straight gate, man. You know, with the fire and the water on both sides, one on the right, one on the left. And what? That's the hell we got to get through just to get to the kingdom, man. You know?
And the scriptures go into that, how Yahushua told us himself how you're going to be hated for my name's sake. You know, he that hateth you hateth him. You know, they hate Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. You know?
Yeah.
And real quick, what then Israel not obtaining that which he's seeking for? You know, going back with Isaiah 6 and 9. You know, eyes that they shall not see and ears that they shall not hear. Well, you know, the Lord put that spirit on 2/3 of our people because ultimately back in the day of his crucifixion, you know, they offered him up to Pontius Pilate and the Romans and things like that, you know, to ultimately kill the Lord.
Yeah.
You know? But what? They were the whole time they were trying to obtain the truth, man. You know? But what? The truth was right there staring them in the face and they rejected it, man. You know? Why? Because they were following their feelings, they were getting emotional. You know, Yahushua was out there cutting the hell out of them through the word, you know, through the scriptures.
Mm-hmm.
That same spirit where we come out with the word and our people, like the brother said before, like, you know, he could see, you know, brother could be doing a lesson and then next thing you know, you got somebody butthurt on the comment board and it's like, wait a minute, bro, I don't even know you, man. You know, I'm just teaching the word, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but this word is what condemns our people, man. You know? For the brother Rob Mayem, he wanted Romans 9 and 6.
Yeah.
This is Romans chapter 9, verse 6. Not as though the word of the Most High have taken none effect, for they are not all Israel which are of Israel. That's right. That's talking about the 2/3 of our people, man. You know, that's why what's that? St. John 17 and 9, I believe it is, where it says, can somebody grab that real quick? Yeah, where it says, I pray for them, I pray not for the world. That's, you know, that's the same thing. That's talking about the nation of Israel, man. You know, 2/3 of our people. All right?
God, this is St. John chapter 17, verse 9. I pray for them, I pray not for the world. but for them which thou hast given me, for they are thine.
For them which thou hast given me, the elect, you know, and that word world is cosmos in the Greek, you know, talking about a particular cluster, a particular order of stars, man, you know. So here it is, you have a circle, which is all Israel, which ultimately will be saved according to the scriptures. But what? There's a circle within a circle, man, you know.
Yeah.
I got something real quick. This is John 15 and 5. I am the vine, ye are the branches. He that abideth in me, and I in him, the same bringeth forth much fruit. For without me, ye can do nothing. If a man abide not in me, he is cast forth as a branch, and is withered, and men gathereth them, and cast them into the fire, and they are burnt. So without this truth, without this truth, which is Yahweh Shai of the word, you're nothing, man. You know, that's why you have guys that come up with their own doctrine, and then we ask them to prove it in the scriptures. They can't, man. This is a whole bunch of emotions, you know.
Yeah, that's the spirit, man, because you know you gotta abide in Yahweh Shai, you know, to remain as an Israelite, man. You know, because if you're not in Yahweh Shai, in Yahweh Bashim Shai, you're not of Israel, man. And Yahweh Shai just said himself. You can read that again, huh?
Jump to the point.
Yeah.
John 15 and 6. If a man abide not in me, he is cast forth as a branch.
Read up one more verse.
15 and 5. This is I am the true vine, ye are the branches. He that abideth in me, and I in him, the same bringeth forth much fruit. For without me, ye can do nothing.
Right. So you gotta continue to be a branch among Yahweh Shai, man. So go ahead.
If a man abide not in me, he is cast forth as a branch, and is withered.
Right. You're gonna be withered, man. You're gonna be cast forth. You're gonna fall off from the tree, man. I mean, the Lord telling you ain't no longer an Israelite, man. You think these women outside here twerking, twerking and doing all this foolishness is a spiritual Israelite, man? You know, not spiritual, like you know what I mean, an Israelite, man. Okay.
Right.
That because the scriptures say, you know, they that are like a faithful Abraham, these are the Israelites, man. All right, but right now people are damn heathens, man.
That's right.
You know.
Yeah, and thing too, Lord talked about not holding back your sword. You know, a lot of guys don't want to tell these black women or these Hispanic women, these Israelite women about themselves because they know how vicious she can get. So here you don't want to make yourself and your camp this radical or this type of Israelite. You holding back the sword, man. You hoping to, you know, just pat them on the back and tell them smooth things, and you got them in the wrong, they're in the wrong damn spirit. You know, they're not being chastised or corrected in the spirit that they're supposed to have and to being what? Servants, man. You know?
Yeah, because a lot of people, they'll say that they don't want to get her started, you know? Like, once the nigga woman start getting, you know, acting crazy, oh, boy, I done got it started, let me just stop right here. Let me, never mind. You know, but now we got to tell our people off, man, according to the Lord.
Yeah, that's the scripture that brother always get into in Ezekiel, man. Make your face hard against their face, man. You know, brothers always get into these things. You gotta get into, man. Like, you know, nigga woman say, or Jake say, I can't get her started. You know what I'm saying? Because she thinks she get riled up and rule over you, man. Nah, man. Like that's another thing. We just get into that in camp too. Like we're men of the Lord, man. We are prophets of the Lord, man. You know what I'm saying? This what we say, which we coming through the spirit power Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, that is what it is, man. You can have a emotional nigga woman or a nigga for that reason, man. Try to feel like they can confound the truth. You know? This is like Yahweh Shah said in John 14, right here. This is John 14 and verse 6. Yahweh Shah said, for to them I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. Hey, so they should really be thanking us, man, for that rebuke, man.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. Hey, I got a precept. This is in the Second Esdras, chapter 9, and I start here at 18, your brother's good heart. It says, and now when I prepared the world, which was not yet made, even for them to dwell in that now live, no man speak against me, no man spec against me, for then everyone obeyed, but now the manners of them which are created in this world that is made are corrupted by a perpetual seed, and by a law which is unsearchable rid themselves. So I did the world, and behold, there was power because of the devices that were come into it. And I saw and spared it greatly, and have kept me a grape of the cluster of, and it says, and of a plant of a great people. Let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain, and let my grape. Did it go off when I was reading?
Oh, no, right after you read it.
Right.
Read it again.
Okay, this is 2nd Esdras chapter 9, started at 18. It says, and now, when I prepared the world, which was not yet made, even for them to dwell in that now live, no man spake against me.
That was the beginning.
It says, for then everyone obeyed, but now the manners of them which are created in this world that is made are corrupted by a perpetual seed, and by
Esau, man.
It's Esau, you know?
And it tells you, hey, when they came into power, that wickedness was multiplied in the earth, man. You know? So, like I said, our people go by the way of death, man. You know?
Yeah, our people have gotten corrupted also by Esau, man. You know, they think that women should, you know, don't have to cover themselves when the Bible says that they should cover themselves. You know, man, or a man putting on a woman garment as a joke, like in Medias and stuff like that. That's all products of Esau, man. You know, and our people is laying in bed with Esau, thinking that everything that Esau says is okay, man. They think there's nothing wrong with America besides how they might get ripped off for money here and there, man. You know, that's the only problem they got with America, man. Is just paying on Uncle Sam, they call it, man. But besides that, they think there's no problems with America, man.
They've been corrupted by Esau. To go along with that, St. John chapter 8, verse 44. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. Talking about 2/3 of our people, man. You know, Americans, because what Brother Rob Mayam said, brought out the scripture. Not everyone of Israel is of Israel. You know, and the brother Paul mentioned it perfectly. You know, here it is, you could be an Israelite by blood, but here it is, you're an American, man. You know what I mean? The same thing happened in the ancient world. You had nothing but a bunch of Romans around talking shit, man. You know? So ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, you know, going all the way back to Cain. Okay? And abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. And same thing with 2/3 of our people. Same thing with you wannabe shape-shifting Israelites out there, man, trying to impersonate a prophet, man. You know? You're out there talking about that it's okay to prophesy from your own heart. Where's that in the scriptures, man? The scriptures say the heart is desperately wicked, man. Who can know it?
Yeah, they dress up. Some have the gauntlets. They got the head, man. They got the sackcloth, borders of blue, fringes, and you know they got the book open and they talking, they speaking. You know, never really they telling you you're an Israelite, which is true. All right, you so-called Negroes, West Indians, Haitians, Hispanic, Native Semi-Indians, you are the Hebrew Israelites. That's true. But then you got certain things in the scriptures where they going off. Then when you go to correct them, they getting butthurt, man. Crazy, man. That's a false prophet. But back in the scripture, verse 19. For then everyone obeyed, but now the manners of them which are created in this world that is made are corrupted by perpetual seed, and by the law.
This world. Right?
Yep.
Yeah, I go into that wine on the wrath, man, of Esau. No, Slack, I forgot. But how Esau is that whore, man. Okay, that also goes into that, man. And how all these nations drink of the wine of her wrath, of her fornication, man. That's going into fucking Esau, man. You know, and all his philosophies that because he say he need to keep it at home, man. All right. So what's he doing while he's not at home and he's all everywhere else? He's dripping down all those philosophies, man, on all these other countries, and they accepting it and they loving it, man. Like out there in India, they just you able to be a transgender out there, man. You know, and now once that they passed that, and once they passed the LGBT out there, it was like the next week they started to do military drills together, man. So everybody's drinking of the wine and wrath of Esau's fornication, man. But mainly, chiefly amongst our people, man.
They said that his tongue walk upon earth. You know, his tongue walk upon earth, meaning, you know, hey, you know, his rule of law, you know, he tries to impose it on the nations. You know, and the nations, why? A lot of them nations, they gravitate to it. A lot of them against their will, but a lot of them they basically just sell their own people out.
Yeah.
For to get down with Esau, man.
Yeah.
You know, mainly with the central bank. You know, when they got them financially. You know, so now once Esau gets you financially, man, you got the mercy of him. You know, you see, that's just why we need to be rooted in these scriptures, man, to get us through the hour of temptation, man. Because what this devil's trying to do is, man, he's trying to have everybody be dependent upon him, man, financially, man. You know, for everyone in need. You know, and make no, you know, he's trying to just streamline it to where, you know, there's no way around it. That you can't, you gotta come through me. You gotta worship me. You know, and he wants to put the branding on you, man. And now people want to have it that way.
And that's why he's pushing and he's vibrating this chip heavy. You know, Sweden they all chipped out. That's just a domino, man. It's just a prelude to what's to be here in America, man. This is the new way. China's doing it. Sweden's doing it. You know, hey, you got a few other countries that's hip to it. They passing laws now in the government. You know, certain things, how they change up on how you buy things. Everything is changing, man. You know, the chip, all right, which is the mark of the beast, you know, that's is going to be pushed upon the whole world, man. You know, but jumping back, right, it says, for then everyone obeyed, but now the manners of them which are created in this world that is made are corrupted by a perpetual seed, and by a law which is unsearchable rid themselves. So I considered the world, and behold, there was peril because of the devices that were come into it. And I saw and spared it greatly, and have kept me a grape of the cluster, and a plant of a great people.
Right, so it said there was perils, man. Peril meaning dangerous. So a lot of the world became dangerous, man, through breaking all the law, statutes, and commandments, man. Because when you're out there committing adultery, guess what? Now you looking to get put to death, man. Now somebody here in America in this day, now somebody coming looking to put you to death, man. You know, Jake out here stealing, or breaking all the commandments, man, of the Bible. Okay, because there's consequences, man, to each breaking these commandments, man. There's consequences, man. You know, and what's more dangerous that came in? All these different, you know, health problems, man. For Jake not eating, according to the dietary law. Okay, there's all these STDs, man, for committing adultery and being faggots and homosexuals. So now we in the valley of the shadow of death, man. You know, that's all the perils that came into this world, man. So now we just living in the valley of the shadow of death, man. All right, Esau polluting all the air with all these damn industrial factories, you know, and all these cars that's polluting the damn ozone layer. It's the valley of the shadow of death, man.
Yeah.
Hey, just to add real quick, this is Romans 6:23. For the wages of sin is death, but the gift of God is eternal life through Yahweh Shai the Lord. This is backing up what the brother said, man. Because Jake just went off of the commandments, man. Therefore, your reward is death, man. The scriptures say what? Set thee before this day life and death. Choose ye this day life that ye may live, man. I gave you the scriptures. I gave you the commandments. That basically, hey, when we was serving the Lord, it says that in Ezekiel 31 that these nations they was jealous of us, man. You know what I'm saying? They was looking up to us as gods, man. Now you got Jake looking up to them as gods.
Right. Hey, the scriptures say we went under every green bay tree, you know, meaning going under these other nations and following them, even teaching them our ways, you know, giving up our precious ways, man, the right ways, you know, to do things, to handle things, man, you know.
That's why, the scripture said, when you increase knowledge, you increase sorrows. We just think about this shit, man.
Oh yeah.
If Jake went off, we on the bottom,
yeah,
man.
Yeah. Used and abused.
Yeah. You gotta fucking pay taxes. You know what I'm saying? Just work your ass off and don't have nothing to show for it. You say you look at your fucking check at the end of the year, you got $400 in it. This shit sucks, man.
Yeah, you like that crushed can of stale OE at the curb, man.
Right.
Kick to the curb, man. You know?
And I was always making a joke, before about how you have payday, but really payday is pay them day.
Ooh.
Because the second you get paid, you gotta freaking go pay all these damn bills you ain't got, but $200 if you're lucky, man.
Right.
You know?
And you know something too? It's not the point about having everything far as what you it's not about having all the riches, carnal riches.
Mhm.
Because even we got Israelites today that we see with damn near all the carnal riches. But what? They still being misused by Esau. They still on the bottom. You know, they still licking up crumbs, man. You know, from Esau, and they faking to us as if they're happy.
Right.
You know, we want the man, because in the kingdom we're gonna have everlasting life, man. Everything is gonna be in a righteous ordinance, man. The foods we eat is gonna be good. We're not gonna have to say, oh, what's that, GMO or organic? No, man, we're gonna eat. We're gonna be good. Hey, the love of the brotherhood, the 12 tribes binding together, man, like a belt, all connected, wrapped around, you know, all in one silk. That's gonna be beautiful, man. You know, so it's not about somebody, you know, I'm thinking, you know, always thinking outside and looking in, because people will say, well, that's your fault. Why don't you just go finance and get yourself? It ain't about us having the riches here. We don't want that. You know, but we seeing it how it is. We live in this shit. This shit is a shithole, man.
Seriously.
It's a shithole. It's a trap.
I mean, for you not to cry out about what's going on around you, then you obviously don't know what's going on. That's why it says, he that increases wisdom, increases grief. You know, much grief. You know, if you knew a damn thing about what's going on, if you knew about fake fish, fake plastic fish, all right. If you knew about GMO foods, if you knew about chemtrails being put in the air, fluoride in your water, lead in your water,
Vaccines.
all right. Vaccinations that you're forced to take, and you can't even homeschool your kids. It's illegal to homeschool your kids if you want to stay out of it. So what? They force you to go to school, your children to go to school, and then on top of forcing them to go to school, they got to take a vaccine filled with the very same disease that you supposedly want to prevent them from having, man.
Exactly.
All right. And that doesn't make you mad. How come Christians and people like that come up against us to the truth don't ever talk about plastic being dumped in the water, man?
Right.
You know, animals beaching themselves because of the submarines giving off sonar signals, and it's confusing the whales, and they end up beaching themselves if they haven't consumed so many plastic bottles that it's tearing them out from inside out, man.
Yeah.
You know. All these creatures are the Most High's creation, and they all serve a very important purpose, man. You know what I'm saying? Like if you take away all the spiders on the earth, this place would be like infested with flies and shit, man. You know what I mean? Everything has a proper order in this economics eco cycle, man.
Ecosystem.
Yeah, ecosystem, man.
That's the scripture we read earlier. We wouldn't, unsearchable is his judgments and his ways, his ways finding out. Because here it is, how can you find out what this particular insect means to the world?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You just said it. Like a certain particular insect that you think is meaningless, it means to the world. You know?
Hey, the only way you find out is when it's taken away, man. Like, I remember Apostle Gabar was talking about how, I think he said King Mashah, he said we was only here to learn wickedness, man, so that way we could become gods.
That's right. That's right.
Exactly. That's why how the scripture said pearls came in the earth. Amen. The Lord, how he could have just destroyed us right then and there, man. Hey, but the Yahushua is the mediator between us. So it's like, you know what? Man, don't even destroy it. Let's let this go on, and let's see who's gonna sign cry. All right, let's see who in their spirit wants to get out of this, man. Real quick precept just to back up what I just said. Romans 7:14. For we know that the Lord is spiritual, I am carnal, sold under sin. For that which I do, I allow not. For what I would, that do I not. But what I hate, that do I. So you see, we was made to go off, man. You know, but at the same time, they're looking like, yo, but who's gonna be trying to the best of their ability. All right, we out here, you know, Yahushua, we stay in faith, man, through faith and works. So who's gonna get down with this program, okay, to obtain salvation from this wicked place, man? So that's really what it's all about, man.
Hey, it's about, you know, yeah, it's about that battle. You know, the Lord loves a good war. You know, that's why it set up in the Bible, good and evil, man. You know, a false balance is an abomination to the Lord, right? And just really, what was that scripture you just read?
Romans 7:14.
Real quick, let me bring out Romans chapter 8, verse 20. Okay, it says, "For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly."
Yeah.
You know, so here it is. We're made. That's why they call it the chains of darkness. So here it is. You know, what would show and prove those that are righteous and those that are wicked? Someone who's willing to deny his flesh and actually fight for the spirit in the chains of darkness. In the flesh, who what is subject? Who was made subject to vanity, man? You know. So here it is in the midst of this. In the midst of the valley of the shadow of death and all of these distractions, you know what I mean? The fact that Esau and all the other nations were confederate against the truth to bury it underneath, paid trillions of dollars to keep this truth quiet. Here it is out in the light, and you actually got men out here trying to do the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua and just do the right thing for righteousness' sake, for the love of the Most High. That's a miracle, man. You know, the Lord is going to fight for that, man. You know?
I got one more for you. Sirach chapter 17, verse 16 says, "Every man from his youth is given to evil. Neither could they make to themselves fleshy hearts for stoning."
Hey, that's our main argument against these guys over here about the mark of the beast not being a philosophy, man, or things like that. We were born. How many of us were born in the Baptist church, man? How many of us were born in whatever, man, in the Muslim faith or whatever? You know, you were born in this world. We weren't born Israelites, even though we're, you know,
we Israelites by seed.
We Israelites by seed.
We had a Gentile frame of mind.
You know, we had a Gentile frame of mind, man. We were Americans, okay? You know.
Yeah, I got a quick precept since you was mentioned before. You know about you know, standing. Who gonna really stand stiffly for the name of the Lord? Right. Now it says Romans 12:1. "I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice." Who's gonna give their body as a living sacrifice, man? Meaning a living sacrifice is that you're gonna put the Most High first in your fleshly chains of darkness, this body. You know, you gonna put the Lord first in any and everything, man? It says, "I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, wholly acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service." You know?
Yeah, it's a reasonable. Go ahead.
I mean, that's the least that you can do.
Right.
That's the least you can do.
Yeah.
You know, because the scripture said that we all 50 ranks. You know?
Yes. I was just gonna say another thing to complain about. Here it is. We're out here. We go out there in the cold and the rain. It was cold and it was raining today, man. You know, but that's our reasonable service. But still, you got guys out there saying, "Oh, I ain't got to do videos," or "I ain't got to go out in the wintertime," you know, and telling us that we're wrong and off for what we're doing. We're putting forth through works our love for the Lord, man. Right. You know, doing what the Lord told us to do, man. You know.
Hey, speaking of the wintertime, man, hey, man, Paul said they do it to obtain a corruptible crown.
Right. We
do it to obtain an incorruptible crown. And you got a lot of dudes playing football out there in the cold, man, in the brutal snow, all for that corruptible crown, for that Lombardi Esau white man trophy, man. You know, and then when they get it, they all kiss it. It be 1,000 lips on that trophy, man. And they so appreciative, man, and wanted it so bad that they don't even care, man. But they out there in the snow for that. And that's the damn, in 5 years, nobody want to remember you, man. You know, unless you want a super great dude, but other than that, nobody will remember you, man. So your trophy is really corruptible, man. So how much more is it easy for us to go out there in the cold, you know, for an incorruptible crown, man?
Hey, man, I say it, here it is. That's a beautiful point, because here it is, you know, that just goes to show that you have no excuse, all right, to go out and teach the word. Because here it is, you got people that go and stay overnight in the pouring rain and in the cold rain, hail, sleet, or snow, you know, for a pair of new Jordans that come out, man.
Mhm.
You know, you got people camp outside of a store for a whole weekend, man.
55-inch.
You know?
Yeah, hey, shalom to the brothers on the comment board.
Hey, shalom.
Arise, Israel, Issachar, he put a scripture, Isaiah 14:13. For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregations in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High.
Yeah, it's talking about Esau, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Who opposes and exalteth himself above all things that is called the Most High, man. You know? That's why the devil's trying to heap together all nations and bring together that new spiritual Tower of Babel through his New World Order, man. You know? And that final mark, which is not philosophy, but the mark, but the RFID microchip, radio frequency identification chip, man.
Yeah.
You know? And these are essential things that we must push day in and week in and week out, man. Every time we're gonna mention that mark of the beast, man, because that's the next major prophecy.
Oh, hell yeah.
And the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy, man. You know? Anyway, you know, it's beautiful. It's beautiful to know that you're an Israelite, and we teach that you're an Israelite, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. But that's just step one, man. All right. Well, besides that, like the brother, we went down the list before. Hey, you know that you're an Israelite.
Right.
All right. Now you know the right name to call upon.
Yeah.
All right. Now it's time to repent.
Yeah.
Right. Also, eat this roll and go speak into the house of Israel.
Right.
Getting occupied in the prophecies, man.
Yep.
You know.
Hey, because it's about, we out there to set an alarm, man. We're blowing the trumpets, man. You know, spiritual also, when we out speaking each week, man, we're blowing the trumpets. We're warning you, man. If people laugh at us, what y'all guys do, ain't nobody listening. Yes, all right, well, don't listen. Because guess what? We gonna every week, every day, I'm gonna say every day, because brothers do shows like every day, man. Brothers are brothers. Hey, if you don't catch this brother's show, best believe another brother did show. The truth is out there every day, man. And guess what? We're gonna keep pushing hard. The RFID microchip is the mark of the beast. We see what time it is, man. You know, before you might see what time it is. You know how Jake be late.
Yeah.
Jake always wait. Let me get another 5 minutes to sleep. Then you wake up and what time is it? It's 15 minutes. Time you supposed to get up. Then he, oh shit, around the house, get in the car now, I'm trying to get to work. Yo, hurry up, man, get out the way. It's your fucking fault. And then what? That cherry, hey, spiritually, that cherry gonna be like,
Yeah.
you gonna know.
Hey, that snooze button was created for Jake, man.
Yeah.
That's the Jake button.
Go back to sleep.
Go back to sleep.
Oh, that's Salakia, if I may, real
Jake
quick.
always wants to know.
Real quick, sheesh, Salakia, what is that? Peters. Somebody get is it First Peters? Yeah, First Peters, no, Second Peters, 3rd chapter. I can't find it in my strap, I'm too excited. Somebody get 2 Peters, the 3rd chapter. And all right, I got it. Salakia. I got it. All right, 2 Peter chapter 3, and I start at 1. Y'all brothers get charming. It says, "This second epistle, beloved, I now write unto you, in both which I stir up your pure minds by the way of remembrance, that ye may be mindful of the words which were spoken before by the holy prophets, and of the commandment of us, the apostles of the Lord and Savior, knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lusts, and saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep," that's why I quoted it, because they go back to sleep. It says, "For saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of creation. For this they were willingly are ignorant of, that by the word of the Most High the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water in the water, whereby the world that there was, being overflowed with water, perished. Talking about the flood.
The time of Noah. And also telling you that was written aforetime is written for our learning, man. You know, because the same thing that happened, you know, you get Matthew, the 24th chapter, starting with the 36th verse on down, you know, everybody's eating, drinking, partying, and marrying. It goes in on it, you know, what was going on during that time. You know, people weren't being watchmen. Yep. And then the flood came, man. You know, people were hitting that damn snooze button, you know.
Sleep, party, giving it to marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't take no oil with their land.
It said,
say have fun, man. That's it, not damn snooze button,
have
man.
fun.
Anytime to have fun, time to get serious,
right.
You know, and grow in the spirit. Be the best you can be for Yahweh Shah, man. Not have no damn fun, man.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah, that's what the scriptures say. The world's gonna party. They're gonna damn. Slack, you guys.
All right, this is verse 5. For this they willingly are ignorant of. Notice it said willingly. They willingly are ignorant of.
Yeah.
This truth.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them know the truth. A lot of you Israelites know the truth, but what you're willingly ignorant of, man.
Yeah.
You know, you purposefully, you know how you know you do something la la la
yeah,
la,
yeah,
la,
yeah.
I don't hear you, I do not hear you talking right now.
Well,
that's Israel, man.
Well.
and they already know what you're gonna say, man, because they know that they're wicked, man.
Yeah, I don't want to hear that. Hey, one cat said, this was years ago, he said, don't tell me I already know. Because if you tell me, then it's gonna, I forgot how he said the shit. It was some shit that he wanted to be willingly ignorant of. Yeah. Like basically, don't say it I already know, because if you say it, then I'm gonna suffer for it.
Right. Yeah.
I just want to be ignorant right now. Right. I forgot how he said it. It was in that nature.
That's that Jake spirit, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Jake don't want to receive correction, man. You know?
Yep.
They want to just be told lies, man. You know, prophesy into smooth things, man. I don't want to hear that.
Yep.
You know? You know? They want to keep on brushing stuff under the rug, man. You know? But the judgment time is coming, man, for you Jakes, man.
Hey, I'm glad you said that. Remind me. Because if you shove shit under a rug, you're going to smell it. All right? When somebody come around and say, what's that shit? I don't know where it's at, but I smell it. Yeah. You know, you can't shove shit under the rug, man. You got guys that like to shove shit under the rug. Don't worry about it. You know, it's all good. Just let it go. Nah. Because then every time you come back to him or around that area, you yo, I smell that shit. You got shit on your boots or something? Yeah, I smell it, but I don't see it.
Nah, I don't smell it. I don't smell anything.
They gonna bounce it in the corner. Knock the rug up.
And meanwhile, when the Lord rolled back that rug, because the Lord gonna be the one to roll back the rug, it's gonna be damn.
Yo.
What's that with the covering cat? That's it, 25.
Yeah, I looked up the Greek word there for willing, which is thelo. It says to will, have in mind, intend, to be resolved or determined, to purpose, to desire, to wish. So they wish that we would, you know, they wish that we would shut up, man. You know, it is, we try to tell them like they Israelites, but they wish to continue to, that's how bad, man, that they don't want to get down with the program, man. So what do you think the Lord's going to do with niggas like that, man? But it says to love, to like to do a thing, to be fond of doing, to take delight in or have pleasure. So, hey man, and the word willingly also meaning of one's own free will, because we was under the whip, man, at one point, man. We was under hardcore slavery, but now we in a time where we can choose to do what we want to do. We in the time of our liberty, man. So in the time of our liberty, all right, they have delight in, and what they choose to do is to have delight in scoffing at the truth, man. You know, while they're able to get into the truth, because at one point you wasn't even able to read the Bible, man. And now here it is, we have free will. What do we choose to do? We choose to get back into our nationality, back into our heritage, man. But our wicked ass people, man, like Mike Epps and all these dudes, man, they choose to scoff.
Yeah. Yep. Kind of real quick. This is 2 Ezra chapter 9, verse 9, backing up the brother. It It says, then shall they be in a pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. All right, willingly ignorant. Okay, for such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me. Okay, yeah, because right now we're not in a hardcore bondage slavery where we can't exercise His truth. Quite the opposite. The Lord, here it is. The Lord put the spirit on Esau to lighten that affliction, and now we're to the point where a lot of Jakes are doing better than a lot of Edomites out there, man.
Yeah.
You know, in his own kingdom, man.
Yeah.
You know, so it says, and they that have loathed my law while they yet had liberty, and when as yet of repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it. Just like the 2/3 of our people that chose that thief and a murderer, I forgot which one it was, Barabbas, you know, that chose Barabbas over the Lord, man.
Oh, you got it?
That's the spirit.
That's the same thing, you know, that's the spirit. Okay, how about you? All praise to how about you now shine, man? You know, call a lawyer, how about you now shine, man? You know, through the spirit, 2/3 of our people, we know when you can't get this word, there's nothing that we can do, man. You know, that's why we wipe the dust of our feet and be like, hey, man, this dude ain't gonna get it. Why? Because ultimately you were probably one of the dudes saying, let this blood be upon our head, man. We ain't gonna stand in front of that judgment, you know? I'm not gonna stand in the way and be like, no, Lord, not him. I'm gonna get out the way, man.
Or real quick, or you could be the ones that David put a curse on.
And let he'll be a snare.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And let their back be bowed down always. You know? But I want to show you the hypocrisy of the wicked of our people, man. Right? This is the account right here. I've got a couple of verses. I'm going to just speak through it real quick. Right? This is John chapter 19, verse 6. When the chief priests, therefore, and officers saw him, talking about Yahushua, they cried out, saying, crucify him, crucify him. Pilate saith unto them, take ye him and crucify him, for I find no fault with him. So even now, the wicked, okay, which is Pontius Pilate, okay, he didn't even find no fault with Yahushua. Okay, right? Now, I'm getting down to the point, right? Verse 7. The Jews answered him, we have a law, and by our law he ought to die, because he made himself the son of the Most High. You see? But I'm going to show the hypocrisy after the statement that they made, right?
Yeah.
Right? All right? So now, okay, then the Lord, then how should I say that he, if you've seen the Father, you've seen me?
Yeah.
You know, but basically, you know, he's coming in the spirit of his Father. He's about his Father's business from day one. Right?
Yeah.
So he said, verse 8, when Pilate therefore heard that saying, he was more afraid, and went again into the judgment hall, and said unto Yahushua, whence thou art? But Yahushua gave him no answer. Then Pilate unto him, speakest thou not unto me? Knowest that thou not have power to crucify thee, and have power to release thee? And Yahushua answered, thou couldst have no power at all against me, except it were given from above. Therefore, he that delivered me unto thee had the greater sin. So we talk about the wicked of the people of the 2/3, man. But you are cursed, man. You are a cursed people, man.
That's right.
The ones that come up against this truth, man. Why? It's because you were the people back then, okay, that delivered him up to Pilate.
That's right.
Right? Verse 12. Then from thenceforth Pilate sought to release him, but the Jews cried out, saying, here's a hypocrisy. If thou let this man go, and thou art not Caesar's friend, whoso maketh himself a king speaketh against Caesar.
Wow.
So, okay, so what are you going to do now? You want to talk about the law? Oh, according to our law of our ancestors, he made himself to the son of the Most High. But then you want to go by him not being a friend of Caesar.
Right.
So which one is it? You want to hold the scriptures to heart, or your short understanding of it, or you want to go the way of Esau? Or which one is it?
Yeah.
Right. So it says, right. When we jump down, it says, verse 14, and it was in preparation of the Passover, and about the 6th hour, and he said unto the Jews, this is Pilate, be a king, talking about Yahushua, but they cried out, away with him, crucify him. Pilate said unto them, Shall I crucify your king? And the chief priest answered, we have no king but Caesar. See that? So this is what it all boils down to, man. 2/3 of our people, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You're not
This
us,
is-
Lord, right now.
And that's why the scriptures say, man, who that should not have me reign over them, bring
Right.
hither and slay them before them, man.
Luke 19:27.
Okay, so we people are enemies of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. You know? Okay, you want to be in the spirit of gravitating to Esau, man. You see, that's what it all boils down to, man. If you can't deal with this truth, man, you make an with an old big mama, that old wicked nigga on the corner, the old nigga that robbed that shot your brother a couple years ago. You know, that old pedophile, y'all. But in that same pot together, man.
Yeah.
You know, because like I said, we always talked about it. We talked about it earlier. There's no gray areas. There's no gray areas in this thing, man.
That's right.
Either you're gonna go with the truth, or you slated for death, man. That's it, man. There's no. I'm gonna gravitate to the Bible too, but you just saying it's wrong. It's this way. No. It's only one truth, man.
Right.
Set up by the apostles and elders on down, man. Great millstone.
Rakak Kadash.
Hey.
Holy Spirit of the Lord. Yeah.
Now, with that being said, let me finish Ezekiel, the 9th chapter, right? I'm gonna read 4 again. We already broke it down, but I'm gonna read down. And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that are done in the midst thereof. And to the others, all right, and to the others, 2/3 of our people, those that the brother just beautifully broke down, that said, let Caesar, we have no king but Caesar, man. Okay? And to the others he said in mine hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. All right? Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children. Okay? And women.
So the Lord not biased. The Lord is not just exempting children, because that's a child and the child is innocent. No, man, you're coming back from who you was in your past life, man.
Right.
You know, innocency with you.
Whoever perished being innocent, right?
Going back to 2 Ezra 9, man. They were basically made to be destroyed.
Yeah.
They judgments already set before they came upon the earth.
Born in vain.
Yeah.
And hey, man, even these kids really ain't even innocent, man. A lot of them, hell, in this life is wicked, man. Even as a little kid, you know, a lot of them are liars, and they know it's bad to lie, and they still lie anyway, man. You have a lot of situations where a little kid will kill his brother or little sister because they crying too much, man, because their moms left them alone. So that goes to Esau, man, because now you're not supposed to whip your kid's ass when they do wrong. So now that seed of wickedness gets to grow and flourish,
Be all it can
greatly.
Be all it can be.
Yeah, like a plant by the waters or something that
Yeah.
has plenty of minerals and nourishment. That wickedness gets to grow in that kid. You can't touch him, man. No, you're supposed to take the rod to him and whip his ass, man.
Save his life.
And that's what the scriptures say, man. But Esau, what he does is, man, he don't want you to chastise your kid. He don't want your kids in water, man, because he want to get his foot in their ass, man. You know, because so like that's why they have a juvenile hall overcrowded, man. You know, these kids out here, they're monsters, man. You know, and Esau, he adds on to it, man. You know, a lot of these GMO babies, man. You know, Similac babies, man. You know, all that, man, and a lot of these women, they don't know how to nurse, man. They're not nursing these kids, man, like how you're supposed to, man. These kids they're bugged out, man. And the food that they're eating, that Esau pushes out there, man, it makes them just animals, man. These kids, this Generation Z, you can't even have. You imagine them even having children?
Yeah.
Come on, man. We know we at the end.
Well, that's how you know we're at the end, because what? Z is the last letter in the alphabet, man.
Wow.
You know, where you gonna go from Generation Z, man?
Yeah.
You know?
Wow.
And that's scary because it was like these 3 dudes, man. They were like 14, 15. They walked past camp. They saw some of the Bibles. It was like, damn, they still reading Bibles, man. Like this is something, man.
Yeah,
way out of style.
Like about 3-1 that stopped and looked.
Yeah, so that's how you know these generations are done.
Wow.
You look at the Bible as if it's something like way super duper ancient.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
let's prove that we the ancient prophets. They coming back in this day. Lord will, you know. Hey, I got a quick precept here. This is King David when he put a curse up, man, on his family. This particular family, it says Psalms 109, I'll start at 5. It says, and they have rewarded me evil for good and hatred for my love. Set thou a wicked man over him, and let Satan stand in his right hand. When he shall be judged, let him be condemned, and let his prayer become sin.
Yeah.
Whew. So you can't repent.
Yeah.
Let his
How many people in that day are gonna when all hell is gonna be coming down from every angle? Lord,
I believe.
your prayer is gonna become sin unto you,
Yeah,
man.
it's a sin.
Yeah. Hey, you gonna scream out your how about Shimei Rashai, and then the Gerber truths are gonna hear, oh, there that nigga go right there.
Hey, the video that came out where the bitch was screaming Yahweh Shimei Shai.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the
They gonna try and pray for more salvation, but it's really gonna be more destruction.
Yeah, pray for destruction right there. Hold up, what he said?
Well, I want you to pray for salvation.
No, that must be Al Cannon.
Oh shit.
That's heavy because that's like you praying for destruction to yourself.
You cursing your own self to just stay wicked. Hey, verse 8, let his days be few, and let another take his office.
Hey, that's basically the Lord calling him a heathen, man, because like he said, his name is dreadful among the heathen.
It says, verse 9, let his children be fatherless, and his wife a widow. That's happening in today, man. A lot of children are fatherless, man. That's why they out there to be monsters, man. It says, let his children be continually vagabonds and beg. Hey, this might be why you have certain men, also women that's beggars. You know, they out there bums and begging, for money to get high, you know?
Hey man, I knew people like that man in the world, man. They man, grown people, man. They got by just mooching off of other people, man. That's how they got by, man. They got by, mooch off this one, mooch off that one, and just always hanging around and hanging around, so he just, crept in unawares guy, man. He's just there, He's always good. That's what he's been around, man.
Also, he's just there.
And then, he's always there. You know what I'm saying? He had to lift up a hand to go to work.
He get fed anything. Clothes wash.
Got a few baby mamas laying up with them. Right? This one get kicked out of this house. He go to another one. We got another one there. He got a roof over his head. And that's how Jake is, man.
Everybody got an uncle, uncle like that. Nigga 46 still in that homie mom.
Yeah. It says, let his children be continually and beg. Let them seek their bread also out of their desolate places. Let the extortioner catch all that he hath, and let the stranger spoil his labor. Let there be none to extend mercy unto him, neither let there be any to favor his fatherless children, man. You mean King David had perfect hatred when he had it, man. All right? He had perfect hatred unto the heathens and also to those that came against him and for his love, man. Because King David knew how to pray, and he was beloved of the Most High. So it's beautiful that King David wrote a lot of these songs, him and a couple other men, Asaph, a few other men, but it resonates with us today, and it is so great to go to because it teaches you how to pray. King David, one verse, what is that, what is it, 50, the one we say, create in me a clean heart, renew a right spirit within me. If you keep reading down, at the end of that chapter, he tells you, look, if you forgive me, Lord, then I'll be able to teach transgressors from not going off. Man, it's like how you compromise and, think of that.
Yeah.
And that was a way of him being in that good part, that good side of the Lord, man. And why the Lord loved him, man. So David is our king, man.
Hey, the Lord said, the Lord said he tests the reins, man. That inward part of that man, man. That real sincere person, man. And like I said, the brother was talking, he knew how to repent.
Yeah.
He knew how to repent.
You gotta know what to ask the Lord for. Hey, that's why it says, blessed is he that readeth, because that saying goes along with everything. Yeah. Blessed is he that readeth. If you read up on this, you read up on that, you have the understanding,
Yeah, I checked it on my phone. We're good.
Oh, we good? Okay.
Yeah, I checked it.
Okay. Hey, brother, we could wrap it up.
Alright, Hakeem, so with that, Lord willing, the segment was edifying, open forum, really was going into, we was going into crying out, man, about the abominations that be done in the midst of this wicked kingdom Babylon the Great, man. And if you ain't crying, then you a part of this world, man. You gotta check yourself, man. So, with that, we will give all praises, honor, and glory unto
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash.
Our double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace, blessings to the elect 144,000 House of David. All right, shalom.
Yeah, shalom to the brothers also on the comment board for tuning in. We see y'all brothers, man. Hey, the water for tuning in. Shalom.
Your spirit is like a serpent.